Hey, JB here. For the Franks out there who have been with us for a while, thanks for checking out Season 1. Now, you might notice some changes in format, but otherwise, it's the same show you know and love. For new listeners, thank you so much for checking us out. These episodes mark the start of something very special, and we're glad you're here. While we have rebranded to Welcome to GameCorp in Season 2, don't worry, as everything you need to know will be revealed as you go. Thanks for listening, and welcome to GameCorp.
Thank you to listening Ahead of Video Game Podcast. It has my daddy and my friend in it. Enjoy the show.
Oh, these Japanese game shows are crazy. Nothing but expendable subordinates getting hurt for our own entertainment. Oh, that is excellent. Between this and the cartoon where the kids make animals fight, they really know how to put on a show. Oh, she fell into the squid pit again. Oh, classic Kiko. Go away.
But boss, it's kind of important.
Oh, fine. Sorry, Takashi, until next time.
Hey, boss, I got everyone's computers back to normal now, but I do need to know what to do with all this cryptocurrency from the Bitcoin miners.
The what now?
The coins from the miners. You asked me a couple of weeks ago to turn everyone's computer to Bitcoin miners to double their efficiency. You remember, right? It was like 2 episodes ago.
Oh, that was canon? I thought I would just blow over with the whole stocks thing.
No, boss. Canon makes printers. These were custom miners that generated our own cryptocurrency. I think you decided to call them Gamecoin?
Oh, yeah, game coins. Always did like them better than rings.
Right. So now that we're not using the miners anymore, what do you want me to do with all the Gamecoin?
Well, how many coins are we talking? Like a handful? A pouch full? Ooh, a bag with a money sign? Oh, overstuffed treasure chest, baby. Oh, just tell me how much it is.
What? No, that's not... Hold on, I got it over here. Well, it's pretty close to, 1.6 million.
Yeah! Whoa, 1.6 million coins. Oh my God, that's gonna be worth a fortune. Think of the position that puts me in.
Well, boss, with cryptocurrency, there are a lot of variables.
We gotta get those coins somewhere safe before our corporate rivals find out. Oh, Luke, can you load those coins up in the official GameCorp big rig?
I suppose. I'm sure I got a flash drive around here somewhere.
That's right. You do gotta drive somewhere in a flash. Those coins aren't safe here.
Okay, well, where am I taking them?
Well, I got a guy. His name is... No, I can't tell you that. Well, let's just call him a buddy guy. He's got a smooth operation on... I shouldn't tell you that either. Well, just go load up the truck. I'll get it figured out. What to do? Yesman.
Yes, sir.
Send the podcast department up here.
Yes, right away, sir.
Oh, and give me my Radio Shack rewards card.
Did you call for us, boss?
Oh, shit, what the fuck?
Oh, we were on the floor already. You know, your toilets actually have stalls up here.
Listen up, numbskulls. I'm sending Luke on a cross-country expedition, but he can't know where he's going. I need you boys to feed him these special instructions through CB radio for the rest of the day.
What? But we're recording a podcast today.
Good, then you can do both. As we speak, he's loading a semi-truck full of shiny gold coins that'll finally buy my way into the Shadow Council, into my HOA association.
Oh, so we just read him this list of directions and make sure he gets there by the end of the day?
Sounds pretty easy.
You know, I always did want to be a trucker, what with all their cool lingo. Well, that's a Texas size 10-4 from me, boss.
Good, but don't ever talk like that again. Now, get my Radio Shack rewards card from Yesman and go buy anything you need. Spare no expense. Oh, because if those coins don't reach its destination, I'm sending you boys on a one-way expedition to the unemployment office. What? Well, was that not funny? Yeah, whatever.
Welcome to the 12th episode of Head to Head, a video game podcast brought to you by GameCorp, the totally not evil video game media conglomerate. Upper management and their infinite wisdom has hand-chosen us, a couple of low-level employees with zero experience, to serve as your host in this head-to-head, no-holds-barred matchup between 2 games to see which will stand triumphant. As always, I am your host, Cowboy.
I'm Jake.
And I'm JB, a.k.a. Johnson and Bonson.
What?
Okay.
Yay!
Get that
It
COVID
meets-
shot, you know what I'm saying?
It's got a J, it's got a B. It's the only stipulations.
All right. In today's
Okay.
battle, we'll be facing off two contenders for the title of most punishing motion-based action puzzler. And today it's ClusterTruck versus SuperHot.
Super hot.
All right.
You know,
hey,
big news. Real quick,
what?
I got some big
What?
news before you start. We went through a sort of, a list of things that we needed to get done, and we kind of spring cleaned that shit. So right now, as of this moment of you hearing this, we have our email set up like all official like. So you can email us at headtoheadpod.com.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So you can email us individually, jb@headtoheadpod.com, cowboy@headtoheadpod.com, or jake@headtoheadpod.com, or you can just type in anything at headtoheadpod.com and it'll get to us.
You can type in head-to-head pod.
You can type in headtoheadpod@headtoheadpod.com.
You can
So
type your own
like-
name.
Whoa. So like creamy mouthfeel at headtoheadpod.com.
It'll work. It'll work.
Neat.
Isn't that
Okay.
neat?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's super cool. Wow, we live in the future. We live in the times, baby. Oh, also, I would like to say April Fools. So that was a thing y'all experienced.
Hopefully that was obvious.
Last episode was a ride for sure.
Oh, Jesus, yeah. I'm
Cowboy is
still
not
recovering,
Cowboy's not a single mother.
physically recovering.
We didn't turn into
They had to
I don't
stitch
know,
me up.
sellout super bros. There was no fighting. Taco Bell will probably never sponsor us.
Oh, but we can wish, right? We can hope.
7-Up
wish.
might.
Taco
But
Bell.
7-Up will.
Reach
7-Up
out
will
to
one
us.
day. That's our dream sponsor there, right? We don't even
Yeah.
do we like 7-Up? Like,
7-Up
okay,
was
let's
good. I gotta say,
Was
like,
it?
you guys know this, but the listeners don't. I have not drinking a non-diet soda in what, like 5 years, 6 years, something crazy like that.
I have no idea, but yes.
7-Up was the first non-diet soda I drank
You're
in that
just a-
time.
You're just addicted because you fell off the wagon to it.
Oh,
it's like
It was
that's
so
like the
good.
first person that gives you heroin.
No,
Like,
no,
you
because I
always-
quit soda for a while, and I had a sip of my wife's just regular Dr. Pepper, which used to be one of my favorite drinks, and it was too filmy. Like it filled my mouth
Oh.
with like this weird film.
Filmy.
Yeah,
Are you sure you
just-
drank Dr. Pepper?
it was
You just
Dr.
have
Pepper.
all around bad taste. That's what you're trying to
It was
tell
like
us.
drinking Saran wrap. Like it just left a film.
Yo, you didn't drink soda. I don't know what you
I
drank.
might have drank Saran wrap.
So
That's
your wife
impossible.
was drinking a soda. You went for the lit candle, not looking.
Mm.
And
Drink.
That's
Just
kind of
bottoms up.
accurate. Like it coats your mouth in this film. I don't know how to explain it. You never know until you switch to like corn syrup. It syruped my mouth.
Yeah. There's a few things you have to get used to going back to like normal soda, like the syrupy taste, the carbonation.
Mm.
Like, you ever quit soda for a while? Like,
Yeah.
maybe a year, like all
yeah,
sodas.
I have. Yeah.
And then you go back to it and you're like, these bubbles hurt.
And it's sugary
Like,
as
oh.
fuck. Yes.
Like, oh, the
Ow.
bubbles hurt so good though.
It hurts. The sugar hurts your teeth.
Oh
The
my
bubbles
God.
hurt like everything on the way down. It's just like molasses.
You
But
ever
it's-
think you're just
it's
getting
weird.
old?
No, I did this. Okay, no. I did that in high school, or a few years in high school, about 400,000 years ago when I was in high school. That I didn't drink soda for like a year and a half, and my first soda that I drank at that time was a Mountain Dew, and
Oh,
at first it was so sweet and so disgusting, but then that caffeine and sugar kicked in, and I was like, "Carbonate me, daddy!"
Yeah.
And it was downhill. Like, oh my god.
I got a 2-liter of Diet Mountain Dew like last
Jesus.
week. Oh my God. It's better than coffee, dude. Like it's delicious and it wakes you up. Like it's like a shock to your system. It's unbelievable.
I heard anecdotally, I'm going to use that word, anecdotally from another person that their doctor told them Mountain Dew is worse than paint thinner when you drink it for your body or for one of your organs.
I'm sure.
Liver.
Oh, yeah, I'm
Kidney.
sure, man. All the caffeine, the sugar, the corn syrup. Soda's so bad for you.
It's kind
Sponsor
of a
us,
weird...
7-Up. Sponsor us. Sponsor us, 7-Up.
And we will change
Soda
Taco
is
Bell
so
and
fucking
7-Up,
bad. We will
please.
change for you. Oh, my
Right.
God.
The only thing I love is the uncola.
Yo, just give me
7-Up,
that
baby.
Taco Bell black card.
We
with
can't go back.
unlimited
We can't
7-Up.
go back. We can't go back. We
dip
can't go
back
back.
into the
Do you know how many
7-Up.
times? Do you know how many times I said yo in that episode? I don't want to say yo anymore.
We climbed out of that hole, and we need to never go back into it.
Del
7-Up
Taco. So when we're recording this, Del Taco is doing a 2-for-1 epic burrito deal. And
Oh
I
my
drove down there to get these 2 epic burritos. I got this loaded queso chicken burrito, and I got this carne
Say it slower.
asada.
No. Start over, but say it slower.
Oh, okay. So I got this loaded queso chicken burrito epic. And I got this No. It was Mex Melt carne asada burrito.
Oh, my God.
And it was trash. It was fucking trash.
No, don't do that to me.
Del Taco is trash. Taco Bell, sponsor us.
Stop. We're not,
Bring
we're
back
not,
the Mexican pizza and we will do anything for you, Taco
we're
Bell.
not
I would do
supposed to sell out.
anything. If you pay me, anything's possible.
You guys got a taste of selling out. Now you want it.
Oh, I want it so
Oh,
bad.
my God. It wasn't even a taste. We pretended.
Pretended to have money.
That was it. That was enough.
That was enough to catch the bug.
I just like doing it.
What
I'm
can
immune.
I say? I just love the game.
I've been pretending to have money all my life. Just
Oh,
never
God,
had
yeah.
it. So
Yachts, right? Am I right, fellas?
Nice.
Speaking of, okay, I did want to touch on this too because it is video games, and I do want to fucking show off a little bit. So,
Oh.
for all the people listening out there who care about this and know it, I just want to show off and say, I got them, and you know what I'm talking about.
What?
I got the PS5. I got
You did?
Xbox Series X. I
You got both?
a 3070. I got
Oh.
Yes, sir.
You
I
got-
got them all. I got them all.
You got all 3?
I got them all.
You got the
dude.
Deathly
And-
Hallows?
Yes. You put the name of the goblin on fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
You're the
Dumbledore
economy's
said calmly.
you're
Yeah,
the
dude, so-
economy's like little good boy, aren't you?
Yeah. So I don't know. Not to derail this important Gordita Crunch sponsored conversation, but yeah. I want to talk about him, man. I want to talk about him for just a minute. Because I know in episode 2, we were like, whatever, nobody will ever get him. That was me. That was a quote. That was verbatim. But I got him now. And I can tell you, here's my journey. It took 2.5 months of watching Twitter feeds I don't care about, downloading restock apps that I hated looking at, and hitting every single restock for months. 2.5 months I fought for this. And it was like, I don't know, 6-7 times a week I would have one of those items in a cart and I wouldn't get it. But I kept going and it was so stressful. By the time the last item I got was the PS5, by the time I got it, I didn't even care anymore. It wasn't exciting anymore. It was like, I don't know. It's probably how Frodo felt when he finally got the ring there. He was like, it's just done.
I don't even feel like
It's
a hero.
Just done.
Like,
No, I did not even feel like a hero.
fuck.
But yeah, yes, that's how it felt by the time I was done with all this shit, which sucks.
It felt like you
Because I'm
finished your degree. You're like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, right? But yeah, man, I'm not going to go super in depth because, I mean, we never do. But I will say that before the 3070, I had a 2070 Super, and the card I got blew it out of the fucking water. It's amazing. It's
I have
quieter.
the 2070 Super right now.
Yeah. It's quieter. It runs so much better. Oh, it even looked good too. I got the Gigabyte Vision, the white one,
Ooh.
to match my white rig. Now, what probably everybody cares about the most, though, is PS5 versus Xbox Series X specifically. So here's my quick, I guess, 1 minute take on it.
1 minute head-to-head battle.
My 1 minute head-to-head battle versus PS5 versus Xbox Series X. again, I won't go into the specs and stuff like that because at the end of the day, it's a console. All you care about is how it feels to play. And I believe that in my heart. People can fight about fucking anything, what the newest fucking version of DDR or whatever solid state proprietary fucking storage that consoles have. But at the end of the day, it's about how a console feels because a console is for games. It's not for anything else. It's to make those games happen and to make them happen the best way possible. So,
Yeah.
Here it is. The Xbox Series X is a better system.
Really? That's surprising.
Preach.
It is.
Preach.
Listen, let me finish.
Okay.
It's a better system. It's smaller. It looks cool. It runs super quiet. It blows heat like crazy out of its gigantic fan off to the side. I have it tipped over on the side. It generates a lot of heat, but it runs so good. It's powerful. It's so quiet. On top of Game Pass, it's an amazing system for people who don't have or don't want to deal with spending a shit ton of money on PCs. But PS5 is so much more fun to me.
Bullshit. I fucking
It
hate
is.
you. Get
It is.
off
It is.
this podcast.
Listen.
You're
No.
fired.
Listen. Check it out. The PS5 looks weird. It runs louder. It fucking looks weird. But the games that it has already, I fucking love. I've been tearing into the Demon Souls remake, and oh my god, take me home, baby. That is where I'm the happiest in games like that. And the Demon Souls remake is amazing. It looks so good, and it plays so good.
Well,
there are other things too, like Spider-Man, Miles Morales, things like that.
I mean,
PlayStation has
fair.
No.
Fair. The exclusives are something, right? But if you had the choice, if you
I'm
had
not done
both
yet.
of those games
I'm not done
on
yet.
both systems, which
PS5.
one would you play it on, though?
PS5, guess what?
Ugh.
It's because of the controller.
No.
PS5's new controller is fucking bananas. Okay.
They
so-
changed it? Did they change
Yes.
it? Because the PS4, PS3, PS2 controllers were garbage.
Dude, the
They're a
PS5
little too
controller,
small.
the
Yeah.
PS5 controller is larger. It's that boomerang shape that all of our hands are getting accustomed to with all the other controllers on the market.
Mhm.
But that's not it. I don't care that it's larger. I don't care that it's more of a boomerang shape than the classic PlayStation shape. It's everything it does. The PlayStation 5 controller is like if the Xbox and the Switch had a dirty, dirty little love affair while you weren't looking at night and birthed this beautiful, crazy controller. It has everything. So it has all of the expert motion controls that Nintendo has perfected since the Wii, up through, they're known for their motion controls, things like that. This controller has it. The haptic feedback that it has, it's not just rumble anymore. And Xbox did it to a degree, but Xbox's version of, the new rumble, the haptic feedback, things like that is fucking baby games versus what the Xbox controller can do. I was playing a really cool tech demo that comes with it, and it's so responsive that as I was tipping the controller from side to side, they were doing a little tech demo on the screen where it felt like they showed it was full of stuff. It was tiny little robots that jumped in the remote, and as you tipped it around, they were supposed to be rolling around. And I shit you not, that thing felt like a rain stick. I felt it. I felt the things rumbling around inside the controller. Cool. It has the touchpad. It has a microphone and a speaker built into it now. So as you're playing, you get sound effects from the game you're playing through the controller. And if they take advantage of the microphone, I was blowing into the mic and it was making propellers spin, things like that. Nintendo's been doing that with the 3DS and things like that, but they took it home to a big, home entertainment center console. The thing that sold me on it most, though, is the adaptive triggers. Now, on Xbox, you have a nice rumble that they've added to the new series controllers. So you can feel rumbles and stuff as you use the triggers. No, PlayStation said, fuck that. We're going to add resistance.
Ooh.
So, yes, they have these little plungers built into the triggers. So when you're doing things, the plunger will activate, I guess, and provide resistance to the triggers. So picture it. You know, if anyone's ever like shot a gun, you know that there's the resistance and then the release through the pull. That happens.
And it changes depending on what situation. Oh, you gave me fucking goosebumps, dude. Like,
yeah, dude,
I've
that
been
happens
sleeping
with this controller.
on PlayStation. Like
That
PS5, come on.
That happens with this controller. While I'm playing Demon Souls and I pull a bow out, there's resistance as I pull back. It feels so good. It's amazing.
So that's think about the future implications of this, right? Because PlayStation is the only system. I mean, Nintendo kind of did, but it was more like it was basically an April Fool's joke. But PlayStation is the only console that's been doing VR like consistently. Now think about this: adaptive resistance controllers in your hand when you're grabbing shit. Like that's the dream for VR, and they're already testing the system, and they're doing this is evolution, right? I mean, you're just slowly adding different things. This is planned out. This is all organized. And then you got Xbox. I fucking went out and I was like, hey, I have a Microsoft VR system. Can I plug it into the new Xbox? And they're like, nah.
Oh shit.
They're like, we have no plans on doing VR. Microsoft is like, hey, we stumbled upon the perfect thing and it's working. And I agree. You kind of just convinced me that PlayStation is going places. Sony's innovating, and that's I never thought I would say this, but I'm excited to see where Sony goes from here.
Yeah, man, I am too. I was blown away by this entire console generation. I mean, don't get me started on the Switch. The Switch is so good, so cool. So cool. But this whole console generation between the Switch, the PS5, and the Xbox Series X, it's a good time to be a console gamer.
Oh, it's sure
exciting
is.
Again. It's exciting again to be a console gamer. Like, I love them. And consoles bring a lot of peripherals and things like that to gaming that, I mean, you don't always have with PC. Like, there's a lot of like cool gimmicky stuff, and it makes gaming so fun. Now, Cowboy, you said you had a surprise?
Oh, I didn't think I had enough stock to participate in this board meeting between you fat cat CEOs with your giant money bags and your multiple next-gen consoles. I thought I had to stay in the peanut gallery with the rest of the poor people while you guys discuss your ludicrously expensive machines.
Okay, all of you people listening, don't feel bad for Cowboy right now. I have been
wander
poor.
off to the soup kitchen real quick.
I have been poor when Cowboy had money, and he's like, yeah, I could buy like all this shit right now, but I really don't want to spend the money. And that's been his life.
I am complaining from my throne of just stacks of cash.
Oh my! He sits in a Game of Thrones throne made of money, and he goes,
dollar bills.
I can't afford that.
I have a minimum threshold of spending. All right, if anything, I can't. But listen, okay, I can take my one stock and join this conversation.
Yeah, but that one stock is GameStop.
No, here's my stock. Listen. Here's my stock. It's the new Switch I picked up today. I picked it up.
Hey, you did it!
Finally, you guys kept telling me.
He did it.
Nice, dude.
And this is
hockey goals.
This is the contrast, though, because Jake, you were talking about struggling for so long with this, and for a little bit I did not know that the Switch was kind of a sold-out console right now. I assumed it was old enough that it wasn't, but I actually placed a few orders. I placed at least 2 orders in which it guaranteed me delivery and then canceled it because of a stocking error. It was basically like, we got it, and then they were like, no, we don't. We just wanted to hook you in. So I'm wandering through a department store picking up like stuff for dinner, and I pass by and I stop and I back up my body like a semi backing up, and I take a look, and there's one lonely red and blue Switch sitting behind the glass case.
Awesome.
And I look around, I'm like, really? So I go and get the guy, he opens it up, he's like, I didn't know we had any. He's like, I don't know where this came from. and like joked around with him for a bit, but he was like, literally, we should be sold out. We were sold out of all of them. So I made him check inside the box to make sure it was in there. And then I was so excited, I bought like 4 games, spent like an extra $200.
Awesome, dude. I'm so excited for you.
That's amazing.
So I spent over $100 today, and that is what you guys should be proud of.
I'm super
I'm so proud of you.
What games did you get?
They did not have Zelda, which I really wanted Breath of the Wild. I got the Mario Kart.
Sure.
Yeah.
I got Super Mario
Odyssey?
with the Bowser Odyssey and Bowser's Fury, whatever that's
Oh,
paired
dude,
with.
3D World was the best on the Wii
Yes.
U back in the day. We had so much fun with that. That's awesome.
Well, because my 3-year-old only watches Mario Let's Plays. Like, he's got children videos that he watches, but then he watches Mario Let's Plays, and I'm like, that's the one thing I don't have. Why don't you watch, like, Steam Let's Plays? Watch Phasmophobia or Assassin's Creed or something that I can buy.
Oh my
And he's
God.
addicted to Mario Let's Plays, and so I had to go pick up a Switch for him. So that's why I have it now.
That's
Just to
good,
be a
dude.
good
That's
dad.
awesome. No,
Good dad
that's great. It's a great excuse.
Yo,
I'm a little excited.
we gotta all get Animal Crossing and go to each
Ugh.
other's lands.
We have it. We have Animal Crossing.
I don't
know if I
have
wanna
it.
do
You
that.
need to tell me what to get on the Switch, and I'll get it, and we'll all play it together. Because that just
Is
sounds
that
like
just-
a great time
That just sounds like The Sims, but like
with extra
with
steps.
cute animals. Yeah, cute animal The Sims.
You don't want to owe Tom Nook $1 million and then
Oh,
go
you know I
visit
do.
each other's shacks
No.
and go fishing and no.
It's Harvest Moon without the farming. I'm sure I'll hate it.
There's farming. You can bury money,
Well,
and then you make
well,
a
then
money
it's-
tree. Well, at
I
least in
hate
the
the
old
farming
ones.
in Harvest Moon, so I will hate it double now. You've talked me out of it even
All
more.
right. All right. Dude, that is exciting though. Oh, and another point, that does also mean that in the future, we can do last episode justice. We can put Devil May Cry 5 versus, well, it'd probably be Bayonetta 2, right? The most recent installments of both.
Yeah,
Oh,
so you
yeah.
can get on the Switch. We can
Do
do
those
that.
2 games justice.
I'm
Yeah.
real excited. I felt so bad saying that Cool Spot 1 because Devil May Cry
God.
5 was
Such a good game.
One of, other than Hades, was like my top game we've played since the beginning of this.
Well, I feel like it was such a letdown because Bayonetta is 12 times better than
Bayonetta is
Devil
the
May
fucking
Cry.
I can't
best.
wait to play Bayonetta. I haven't played it. So I've played Bayonetta in Smash, and I gotta say, she's the best.
Oh, you haven't played 1 or 2 then?
No, I haven't played any of them.
Oh, dude.
Well, it's okay because 2 is just as good as 1, but the fighting is even smoother.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna be okay. In the future, guys, look out for that. We are gonna do that episode justice in the future.
Yeah, DMC 5 versus Bayonetta 2 coming soon to a podcast near you.
No, we're going to do it on April 1st again. It's going to be Bayonetta versus
We're gonna
like
replace
suckers.
DMC 5.
Yeah, Chester Cheeto versus Bayonetta.
I just can't get over that orange crunch.
So good.
I think people would hate us if we did that again. It's like
Probably.
that reoccurring thing where we keep promising to get something on the show.
Oh my
And then
god.
just every time.
Yeah, probably.
Hello? Hello, this is
What?
Iron Man.
What's that?
This is Iron Man. Come in.
Oh, it's the CB radio.
This is Iron Man. Come in, podcasters. I got a 1042 up the big road. Bunch of bed buggers causing a brake check.
Oh,
Yeah, that's Luke. Here, let me get it. Hey, Luke. This is Glory Hall. How you doing? Where you at, Luke? What's your location?
I don't know my 20, remember? That's your deal. I'm just hauling this deadhead to pick up green stamps, hoping to find a pickle park so I can pay the water bill. But now this 1042's got me slowing down and I'm starting to have shutter problems.
10-4?
10-5, good buddy. Still need that local information.
Yeah.
Just give it here. You don't know what you're doing.
It's 10:36.
No, I know the time. I just need directions.
It's 10:12.
Visitors? Wait, you guys got visitors?
just give me
No.
that. Iron Man, this is Golden Eagle 10 too loud and clear. Ditch those four-wheelers at the split and hit the big road. Ride that Jimmy down the narrow past the nap trap and whip the dealie at the 10-100. Skip the lot lizard, squirt the dirt, then ride the rooster cruiser down 95th until you smell Salisbury steak. Oh, and watch for the Smokies.
10-4, good buddy. Over and out.
Was that so hard?
You're really good
Yes. Wow. What the fuck?
You know, I've seen every season of Ice Road Truckers.
Oh, that makes sense.
I guess so.
Incoming pod drop from floor 22.
Oh, hey, we got a drop pod. I didn't think it was
Ooh.
happening. It's so late in the episode. Okay. Don't you love the sound that the pods make whenever you open them? Here, I'm
It's
gonna open.
super satisfying and somehow like really consistent.
Yeah, I know, right? Here, I'm gonna open it like 4 or 5 times. Watch.
I don't hear a difference.
Doesn't that feel good? I know. All right.
Amazing.
So what do we got? Of course.
made.
Guess what, baby? It's listener questions. All right.
What? Crazy.
All right. This listener question is brought to you by Gamer Girl Bathwater, reinventing the word thirsty since July 3rd, 2019. That's so specific.
Disgusting.
That is very specific.
That is awful.
Okay. This listener question brought to you by the boys at 1 Hour, 1 Decision podcast. That's 1H1D.
Oh, yeah. I love those guys.
Yeah, man. So they review games on Game Pass and tell you if it's worth your time or not. I think that's really cool.
Yeah,
So,
the cool thing
yeah.
is they play the game for 1 hour each, so they have like an equal sample size for each game. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a random game every week, I think, too. So it's neat. It's a good gimmick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so they ask, who or what influences your humor? Well, I didn't think we were that funny. I mean, I thought we were more informative than anything. Okay, well,
When did we start having humor on the podcast?
I've never laughed.
I mean,
I explicitly told you guys that I didn't want any on here.
like, we're just a really kind of like straightforward review. I thought
People have been-
we were providing like a service.
People have been laughing at us.
That's
All right, man. So,
All right.
Cowboy, what I guess in your heart of hearts, what influences you to make with the jokes?
Family Matters.
Great. All right. Peter
the show-
Griffin, Stewie. Remember when Stewie was
That's-
yeah.
How dare you joke
Liquid,
about my
solid
joke?
gas.
Yeah.
We can't
That
stack
joke is
jokes
funnier
like
than the
that.
time we tried to think about Family Guy jokes. Cut to Family
Stop.
Guy joke.
I
Stop.
can't think of a Family Guy joke.
Oh, Peter.
Oh, Peter.
Oh, Peter.
Oh, homie.
Marge.
I used to be
Okay.
really evil. Now I'm just kind of ambiguous.
I'm still writing my novel.
I think that's the limit of our characters. Apparently this is this is our humor and this is where we get it from. I grew up on Family Matters and I loved it, but it is a humor show, so I shouldn't say that seriously. Where did
I thought you weren't joking. I was like, Family Matters, all right.
it's a funny show,
It
but
is.
and a lot of Urkel doesn't come out of me, so I don't think so. I hope not.
Off the show, he's constantly like, did I do that? And we're like, no, Cowboy, you didn't do that.
I actually am riddled with doubt and guilt, so that's not too far off.
Oh my
Anyways,
God, did I
so
do that?
did I do that? All right, let's get down to it. So for this show, I assume they mean for the podcast, because I know they're listeners. I think the main influence is when I was coming up with some of the ideas and stuff. I love the show Community. I'm such a diehard fan of the writing process on that. And the guy I love, whose name I can't remember, which kind of invalidates the fact that I love him. He wrote Rick and Morty. What's his name? It's
Dan
just
Harmon.
escaped.
Oh,
Dan Harmon.
Dan Harmon is a genius.
A lot of people hate him and they know that he's an asshole and he's got flaws and stuff, but I think he's perfectly rated. He's not overrated. He's not underrated.
He's rated.
Love the way he's rated.
He's rated appropriately. And
He's
he
appropriately
pumps out a
rated.
lot of really quality content.
So, yeah, I watched heaps of Community. I love the comedy of it. I love the way the jokes roll from one to another. And so I kind of like to keep that with jokes moving. And then 30 Rock. I love 30 Rock.
30 Rock's so good.
Office humor. I think the writers on that show made one of the most amazing shows. So those are two big hits for me from television. you know, I don't know if the answer wants other podcasts. Like, who's your favorite? But from television, from there, and then I love some of the basic YouTube stuff that is really funny. I think YouTube shows and channels and stuff can be a great source for humor. I like No Punctuation with Yahtzee Croshaw, I think is how you pronounce it. And then Donkey, of course. Like, who doesn't love Donkey?
Oh, who doesn't like Donkey?
Donkey has always said what I'm thinking in a funnier voice and better words.
Yes.
Like, I hate the fact that he can do that. I watched a couple of his YouTube episodes once, and I was like, that is everything I thought, but better. Just all around, all the edges. Like, if it was a Mario Kart racer, I'm Mario with all my stats in the middle, and he was, like, maxed out.
Mm-hmm. So,
that's a couple of mine.
Cool. Yeah, man. I would say mine... I guess I'll be a little brief. Like, the humor, at least that I gravitate to, and I suppose it would come out in me, is I love absurdism. I love absurd humor. If you could put me in a box, my favorite style of humor is Adult Swim shit. Like, it's a mix. It's a mix between classic stuff like Space Ghost, Coast to Coast.
Oh
my God.
Yes. That's totally you.
Yes, I love Space Ghost, Coast to Coast, the Brack Show.
The Brack Show, right along with that.
Yes. Like, things like that were so funny to me. And, like, when I saw shows like that using pregnant pauses and just absurd little, like, janky movements and things like that, it was so fucking funny to me that I couldn't stand it.
Right. It was a real, like, art form type of comedy.
Yeah. Yes. And also, even like deeper into the absurdism, I love that series Adult Swim did with the fake infomercials. Like, think Too Many Cooks.
Too Many Cooks?
Yeah. Oh, my God.
The first time I saw Too Many Cooks, it changed me, man. And, like, my humor and where I knew that, like, absurd writing can go has never been the same, I guess. I'm not saying I'm up there. I'm not saying, like, I'm up there, like, doing the same shit they're doing, but I saw that that's possible, and I'm like, oh my God, that is the purest form of comedy, is absurdism. And that's me, man.
Can I also say, and I know this is your influence, but it made me realize the black card days of Adult Swim, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Black background, white text. I think that heavily influenced me, because, like, back then, the things that they wrote, these were just cards. These were just, like, snippets that they wrote in between the episodes.
Oh, they were so witty and clever, yeah.
They were. I think that actually really influenced me, and I just never thought about it because it was such a simple format for it to deliver that stuff into. But some of the forms of, like, sarcasm and the way it's written and kind of weird and even meta sometimes. Yeah, I think that's a good influence to have. I think that's top notch.
Yeah. Yeah, man. What about you, JB?
So, like, I know that we're, like, zillionaires now with how well the podcast is doing and, you know, our salaries at Game Corp. But
no, don't do that.
But growing up, I was poor, like, as most of us were, that I know of. And I didn't have cable. So I grew up on kind of like sketch comedy shows and late night comedy shows because sitcom comedy was not comedy. So we had, like, Conan.
Oh, Conan.
Yes.
I think Conan is big. Like, Conan's an important like part of all of our lives, dude.
We had The Simpsons.
Yeah.
And we had SNL.
Oh my God, you did do it. I was just about to say, I was like, if you said SNL, I'd throw you off the podcast. I'm so glad you said something besides SNL.
Come on, dude. SNL. So SNL as a whole, every episode isn't a banger, but if you take SNL and, like, study it, and there are mountains of individual skits throughout SNL's history that are amazing.
And there's certain things that have influenced me. Like, not everything has influenced me, but there's, like, Stefan, right? Who's like, if you want New York's hottest club, you gotta go to Squirtbert, located outside a Chili's restroom. Squirtbert has everything. It's got Dan Cortez. I don't know. But so, like, certain things where it's like it starts as something realistic, but then evolves into the absurd. Like I like things that are grounded in reality and then become weird. Whether that's
I love that too.
A play on words, right? You take something like I can't even think of it, but like there's people that do it really really well, I should say, like Stephen Wright, Mitch Hedberg. They have these really quick, concise things where they take a normal situation and make it weird by like walking into the absurd. Like Mitch Hedberg has this joke where he's like rice is an amazing food. Wait, I got to do his voice, otherwise it's not funny.
Yeah.
Guys, like rice is like an amazing food. That's not his voice at all.
That's not his voice.
All right, let me do Stephen Wright.
I was so excited for your impression.
Let me have Stephen Wright doing his
I've never
joke.
tried to do these impressions before.
Do Stephen Wright doing that joke.
All right. No, I'll do Stephen Wright doing a Stephen Wright joke to get into character. I'm a method actor. Okay. I stayed up all night playing poker with tarot cards. I got a full house and 4 people died. Like that type of humor is just right up my alley. Mm-hmm. I also like making weird connections with things. So like, I did this recently on a podcast, and I noticed this because I edit the podcast. It's a double, not a double entendre, but it's a double whammy because one, I like dry humor, which is why Stephen Wright is kind of like an influence on me. But two,
I love it dry.
I like this sort of like play on words type humor that doesn't always play well if you're not expecting it. So I've noticed that I'll make jokes and nobody will laugh, and they'll be like, "This dude's a fucking idiot," because it's like a super subtle thing. So I did this recently on a recent episode where we were saying no doubt a lot, and I made the connection to Pink, no doubt Pink, and I was like, no doubt Pink. And it was just like, yeah, that guy's an idiot. And they moved on. Like, why is he saying the color pink? Because you didn't get the joke.
I get the joke. See, what you mean by subtle is like just under the surface of being funny.
I like just getting under your skin.
Just almost, just right under the level that makes people laugh. And I think that needs to be appreciated, though.
All those are my influences, and they kind of combine. I like that type of humor, which is very... very Conan, very SNL, very Mitch Hedberg, Stephen Wright, like that whole conglomeration. Those are my influences, I think.
I definitely see it now.
Yeah.
All right, man. So that was actually this week's listener questions. We only got one in this week. Remember, email us, DM us, do whatever, slide into whatever you can. Telegram us? Yeah. Ooh, a singing telegram would be cool. Send us your questions, man, and we'll read them on the show. We'll dissect them.
There's a pretty good form on the website, h2hpod.com. The 2 is the number 2, or head2headpod.com.
Yeah, go to the AMA section, ask us anything.
Yeah,
throw in your question, it goes right to us.
It makes it super easy, and we can't track your identity, which we definitely would if you filled it out by any other means.
Oh my God, any other way, we know who you are.
IP address, list of your fears, close relatives, bloodline, ancestry.com.
Yeah. We would if we could.
Yeah.
But we can't, so we won't.
Or if you're old-fashioned, just, I don't know, stalk us and find out our address and send us a letter.
Oh, yeah.
Yo,
that's always
I welcome it.
So I'm getting a vanity plate that's going to say H2H pod on it.
Oh, God.
So if you see me, follow me home and ask me a question. I'll be really weirded out.
If you see me, follow me home and hurt
on the podcast.
You got to get it out before he runs in the door screaming.
First person to beat up JB in the wild.
No.
It's a free
that's
trip
not
to
a thing.
jail.
Yes. Okay. Fair.
Oh. No, I shouldn't mention that yet because I forgot we record ahead. I was going to say, remember, there is an ongoing competition for our April Fool's episode to guess the rules, but y'all wouldn't know that. Sorry. This is not important.
Now, remember, 2 weeks ago, there was...
Yes, remember, 2 weeks ago, there was a contest. Oh. Okay, wait. Here it comes. I know what to do. Yes. And the winner is...
Nobody.
Yay, that person. We just dubbed that in.
Woo!
All right.
Wait, but what if there's no winner yet?
Oh.
What if nobody figured it out?
In the case that it's not nobody, congratulations. You've won a brand new
2021 Tesla Model 3.
Everybody make sure to send some DMs over to
Nobody.
and congratulate them. Well done.
Nobody.
That was great. That was going to go so smooth. Nobody will probably notice that we had to edit that. That was cool.
I really hope that it's nobody.
I do too.
Because it'll be so funnier when we keep saying sadder and sadder. Nobody. Not a soul. Not even my mother. That'll be great. We have fun.
Now, before we move on, we here at Head to Head, a video game podcast, don't believe ourselves to be the end-all be-all when it comes to passing judgment on video game battles. We are just three guys with a passion for video games and implied violence. So, we would like to extend the gavel to you, trusty listeners, to help weigh in on what we call the Audience Head to Head. This Audience Head to Head is brought to you by Vape Nation. Our fancy flavors aren't cleverly designed to market for children at all. Where did you get that idea? Vape Nation. Try our new flavor, breast milk.
Yum, yum.
Last episode, we asked you to decide on the better gamer fuel to pump up that KDA to Shroud status. Is it 7-Up or Old Dog Water? The results are in, and 7-Up takes it. This episode, we're gonna pull at your heartstrings. You'll need to dig deep for this one. This episode's listener question asks, which is the sadder video game death? Aerith from Final Fantasy VII or Mordin Solus from Mass Effect?
They die?
Oh shit, spoiler alert. You can find this poll on social media or reach out directly and help us answer this burning, dying question.
Every time you say you can find our poll on social media, I just think, never mind.
Is it a wiener thing?
It's a
No, go ahead.
It's got to be general,
Complete that
because who
thought.
knows what we're on.
It's a weirder thing. You can find our poll on social media. Like,
You can find
in
our poll on
general.
OnlyFans.
that's all my brain goes to. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I mean, that's fair. It's like, check us out on TV. Oh, the GPS is saying Luke is off his time by a bit. Let me check in with him. Iron Man, this is Golden Eagle. I'm showing you about 15 mics behind schedule. Everything good?
Oh, yeah, no, I just made a quick stop. 8 hours straight got me sleepy, so I stopped at the gas station.
Roger that, Iron Man. You pulling into a Love's for some motion lotion and a little jumpy juice?
No, they're actually out of coffee. I ended up buying this little pill that's gonna help me stay awake. But no worries, I mean, I'm already on the road again.
Yo, you got to be careful with that stuff. Like, my uncle forgot to read the dosage on the back of one of those, and he ended up living in Nevada for 4 years.
What dosage?
Look on the back. On the back of the package, it should tell you the maximum dosage.
No, it's a pill. I just got a pill.
Luke, you said you bought it from a gas station. It's got to come in a package.
No, I bought it at a gas station. I bought it from a guy in a trench coat behind the gas station.
No, never exchange goods and services with a trench coat guy behind a gas station. That's trucker rule number 1. It's on page 1.
Well, I mean, he seemed nice enough. He said he knew you guys, too. His name was like Scuba Steve or Scary Paul, like something like that.
Skeezy Pete?
Yeah, that was it.
Oh.
Skeezy Pete, no, that's even worse, because we know that guy's bad.
Well, I mean, it's like, I don't... Oh. Oh, hey guys, I think this pill's kicking in. Ooh, I have tons of energy. At my command. The electrons bend to my will. I can taste color. I can hear it all directions. I can see inside my own brain.
Luke, pull over. You're not fit to drive.
No, it's okay, guys. I'm not driving anymore. The truck stopped. It's the ground that's moving under it. Oh.
mean, according to Einstein's theory of relativity...
No, dude, this is bad. We cannot have him on the road like that.
Oh, wait a minute. Ooh. Hey, guys. I gotta go. There's this field, and it is just filled with horses and I'm pretty sure I could get a high score. Bye-bye.
Luke, no. Luke.
Your jockeys can't save you now, you beautifully made sons of bitches. Here I
come. Luke?
Luke?
Luke!
Well, while we try to get a drugged up Luke back on the horn, let's go ahead and take a break for today's sponsor. But when we return, get ready for a showdown.
Come on down to Bobby's County Prison Kitchen, 1 mile south of Interstate 10. We're keeping that authentic Bobby flavor alive right here in the prison chow line with a variety of questionable meats and sides that are sure to delight inmates cell block wide. Boot scoot your way tray first as you sample our new Texas two-step taco with choice of pasta slurry or wilted lettuce, complete with my own proprietary cell block sauce for that extra kick of sour tang. Be sure to wash down that Bobby brand flavor with my very own Bobby's Bold mattress wine, aged to perfection over several sleepless, sweaty nights. That's right, folks. Not even prison can keep old Bobby down, even if I was falsely accused of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon in my own restaurant, mind you. They deserved it. They know what they did. They come into my kingdom, and they try to stop me from exercising my First Amendment right when I'm making advertising. I tell you what, I'd do it again if I could. They're all snakes, boy. Hey, don't you leave. I'm not done talking yet. Don't you leave me, boy. I'll make you regret it, boy. When I'm out of here, I'll find you and I'll barbecue you. I'll make you Bobby's sausage, buddy.
Shut it off.
Hey, come back.
Oh my god, I can't believe we're stuck in a contract with this dude. Yeah, it's prison food now. But yeah, just air it as is. I don't care anymore.
Today's games are all about the movement. Like my entire night after I ate 4 cheesy gordita crunches from Taco Bell. Just like me that night, you'll be hunched over with a weird feeling in your gut, just hoping you make it through successfully. ClusterTruck and SuperHot are 2 of the most punishing motion-based action puzzlers out there. But which will reign supreme in this head-to-head showdown?
Our first contender in today's matchup is ClusterTruck. Released by the developer Landfall, makers of Stick Fight and Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, this is a physics-based first-person platformer where you'll jump between the raging semis, barreling down each of the themed obstacle courses, making sure to never touch the ground before reaching the finish line. Kinda like that game we all used to play as kids, you know, the floor is your parents divorcing each other. Never was any good at that game either. Anyways, avoid your own manslaughter by bouncing from roof to roof, dodging all the spinning wheels, medieval traps, blocky icebergs, flamethrowers, lasers, and the slow decline of your own sanity as you hit restart after restart at a pace that would make Super Meat Boy fans break into tears. But don't worry though, score enough points and you'll be able to unlock the life-saving abilities like double jump, time slow, grappling hook, and many more that'll help you traverse the cluster of trucks that make up this clusterfuck of a Oh, I get it! ClusterTruck! That's clever.
All right, my dudes, let's talk about ClusterTruck. This was a surprisingly fun game with such a weird premise, but I had a ton of fun playing it. Now, okay, let's set the scene. Let's set the scene for people who haven't heard about this, which I think we need to start doing more of anyway. So, the theme for tonight are games that use motion or movement as a puzzle element, and with ClusterTruck, basically, it's the round starts. You are on this really long course, I guess, and it's just stacked white semi-trucks moving forward, and you have to traverse these trucks. And it's not just that, though. There's trucks driving through landslides, driving through flamethrowers, driving through laser beams, and all this crazy shit. So it's basically like it's perfectly timed momentum forward. Am I right with that?
Yeah, perfectly timed physics and momentum-based platformer. Like, I think I hit all the adjectives in that.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit surprised because I thought I would be annoyed at it like I was at first. But it grew on me. There was a few levels that when I nailed them, I got this little rush in my body that said, oh, I got that. Ooh, okay, let's do another one. Like, I fucking ninja. Because, like, who doesn't want to be a ninja that leaps from truck to truck top? You know, like, that's something out of the Matrix movie when they fought on top of the truck. Or, like, a Tony Jaa movie, a French parkour movie. Like, it feels cool.
It does. But I gotta say, like, ClusterTruck is a jumping puzzle meets an auto-scroller.
An auto-scroller? Why do you say that?
Yes. So it's because you have a certain momentum that you have to meet or else you lose. And if you go too far back, you lose. And if you go too far forward, you lose.
Right.
So to me, it's like an auto-scroller forward. Plus, it's a jumping puzzle. And those are two of the things I hate the most in video games.
Oh.
And yet, I like this game.
Okay.
Like, I don't know why. I have no idea why, but some natural, I think maybe it's because it's forgiving in a way that makes sense. It's like, oh, I'm falling, but I land on the side of this big truck. Oh. Maybe I can wall run up this truck and jump 30 feet in the air. Like, that's a thing that I can do.
That is
and it
all
works.
I did.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
Running up the sides. It's fucking 40 feet in the air, it launches you when you just run up the side of a truck and you're just like hovering. And something just feels really good about like floating through the air and like knowing you're going to come down back on those trucks.
Yes.
They somehow made an auto-scroller fun. And that is, I mean, props to these people. Who were they again?
Landfall.
I forgot.
They made
Landfall.
They made two games that we actually like. Stick Fight. I think the three of us played that.
Oh, Stick Fight the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've played that.
That's a great game. Physics-based and kind of like slapsticky and weird. Like, that's their thing. They make weird, almost slapsticky games because totally accurate Battle Simulator is the same thing.
Yeah.
But they make deceptively good games.
Yep. And my son plays tabs, and he'll be like, oh, Dad, check out, I did this thing where I did 100 of these guys versus 10 of these guys. And I'm like, I've never played the game, but I'll be like, oh, but what if you add 3 of these guys to the other team? And he's like, oh, let me check. And then he's super happy about it.
That's super cool, dude.
They make a small sandbox that's fun to me. They give you enough freedom, but it's controlled enough that you can have fun with it. Especially because the trucks are not set on predetermined paths. I think their motion and their steering are randomized. So when they take off, they're just chaotic trucks taking off down a lane, a pre-prescribed lane, and you just gotta get from one to the other, and they will careen into the air. Sometimes you will be jumping off a truck that has been launched into the air, like vertically, and you'll just bound off the side. It's really neat.
There will be an explosion, and a truck will go flying. You can jump into the air, land on that truck, jump off that truck. Like, you're Jason Bourne, basically.
A little bit of one of our older episodes, one of the Cyberpunk games, Ghost Runner.
Yeah.
A small twinge of that came through. That one's a little more bloody and attacky and whatnot, but I got a little bit of that feeling when I was playing, where you feel like a badass based on your ninja movement.
I was thinking about that too. Yeah, it did evoke a lot of that same feeling. I mean, motion and momentum movement, that is the theme of this battle. And man, whenever everything went right in ClusterTruck, it was so satisfying. Like, I will say that in our contender, and don't this isn't that heavy of a statement, don't put too much into it. There was never a moment when I was playing SuperHot that after I finished a level, I was like, fuck yeah, yes. But in ClusterTruck, I did that all the time. Whenever I hit it just right and I cleared a stage so fast and so smooth and everything went good, I was cheering. I was like, yes! And my son sitting next to me playing Roblox was like, yay! Like, it was such a fun time playing this game.
I had internal moments where I was like, I made that too? I'm still going?
Yes.
I won?
Yeah.
Like, I just got, the feeling kept building, like, oh, I'm so much more amazing than I knew. I'm so good at this.
They knew how to keep you on the edge of failure and success. And you rode that line to the very end.
Yeah.
And can I say that I did not expect the levels to advance like they did?
Mhm.
I really expected a slower one. But I got 10 levels in, and I am going through multiple spinning rings, avoiding like the spindles. You know, like on a bicycle wheel, the spokes?
Yeah.
Like just dodging through those, dropping 40 feet through the air onto another truck. It went 0 to 100 to 1,000. Quite quick. I was really surprised at what these people did with the tools they were given as far as level design. I think the level design's fucking awesome.
Yes. Okay. So we've said a lot of good about this, and I want to actually transition into some critique for the game there. This is actually one of my big critiques with ClusterTruck. When you advance to later levels, because it's in sets of 10. There's 9 sets of 10 like themes. Or I'm sorry, there's 10 levels in 9 different themes. I should say that. 90 levels. 9 themes, 90 levels. When I first fired this up and I played through the first 10 levels, I was not that excited about the game. I think the first 10 levels are very bland. And another big critique is that one of the later levels in the first 10 was heavily random, like is very reliant on, well, I guess RNG, like the trucks randomizing their routes. And my failure over and over and over wasn't anything I was doing. It's just that in that run, the trucks were stupid.
Yeah.
And that is a huge critique with this style of game. Failure should never come from the game itself.
Be random.
Failure should never be random.
Even.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you would have a difficult level because the trucks just did not take good paths.
Yes. Now, I think most of that was remedied because in later levels, there was always some trucks getting through, and there was never a time where I was like, motherfucker, the trucks just aren't doing anything for 10 tries. The first 10 levels of this game kind of suck. They just do. I think they just suck between those two big problems. And I think that's a big turnoff for some people. I would say anyone who tries out ClusterTruck, get through those first 10 levels, which you can pretty quick. And the game starts opening up and the themes start getting cooler. And this game just goes fucking bananas after a while. And it's so good. But that's my big critique.
I think they wanted to tutorial you and kind of ease you into it. But if they had made them exciting with a gimmick, they were too simplistic upon being also like easy and bland.
Yes.
And this game is difficult. I think of it as Super Meat Boy. There is a restart button, a dedicated restart button, because you will just be constantly restarting and trying again and again and again and again. One of the things that I hated, if we're talking about things that we disliked about it, I played it on Xbox first. This is an Xbox Game Pass game.
Yes.
Don't do that. Don't play it on Xbox. Do not play this with a controller, because you cannot remap the buttons. A is jump, and you have your right thumb that also needs to be to look around. So I had a problem with holding jump so that I could get my maximum height, but then I couldn't use my thumb to look around and be able to accurately do that. When I transitioned, and all I needed to do was bumper jump. Just let me bind that to LB.
Yep.
No bindable button mapping for no good reason. It's a huge oversight.
Oh, that sucks.
As soon as I moved to PC and I could use the mouse, I was a fucking ninja.
Yeah,
night and day difference. Do not play this on Xbox.
I only played on PC.
Yeah, I didn't try it with the controller.
So there you go. Anybody thinking about this game, do not play it on Xbox. You got to play it on PC. And it's super cheap right now. I think I bought it for $3.75 on Steam, which I realized afterwards if I have Xbox Game Pass, I can have Xbox Game Pass for PC, and so I bought it uselessly.
Yeah, it is on PC Game Pass right now. Yeah,
we support developers here at Head to Head, a video game podcast.
Accidentally supported a developer.
I can only assume Game Pass supports the developers that have games on it. So I mean, I think
I've read about it. It's in varying ways. Sometimes it's you sold the game for money and you don't get royalties. Sometimes it's you get royalties for every download. Sometimes it's a custom deal every time. That's the thing I read.
My assumption has always been, like, if your game is the first game that was downloaded, you get, like, an extra little bump because it's like, oh, you got Game Pass because of this game. Like, this is the game that finally made you decide. But then after that, it's, like, percentage based off of the population of Game Pass owners, you know?
I could see that being worked in.
But if not, then I have a business idea.
I bet all the contracts are complex.
Yeah,
probably. It's probably each like, hey, we'll give you like 10 cents if you let us put your game on Game Pass. And they're like, no, I won't do it for anything less than 20 cents. And oh, you drive a hard bargain. Okay. It's like 18 cents.
All right, bro.
Who knows?
My negative for this game was the difficulty increase was not linear and it made no sense.
Yeah, that's true.
It was like, hey, these 6 levels are super easy. I can get through them no problem. And then I'm stuck on a level for 15 minutes. And then I get through that and I'm like, oh, these levels are super easy, like no problem. And then there's like lasers and I'm stuck on them for a while and I can't figure it out. And then it's like, oh yeah, no problem. This is fine. But this is a super long level. So it's not difficult. It's just annoying.
Yeah.
So it was like the difficulty was all over the place.
Yeah.
And I feel like that wasn't, I don't know if that's a just, you know, it comes with the territory of having randomness in your games, because some of the difficulty was like, oh yeah, of course, like there's an explosion, all the trucks are gone, there's one too far away to jump on, right? But some of it was like, these mechanics are difficult.
Yeah.
There's too many lasers, there's too many trucks exploding, there's just too much going on. I can't figure it out.
There is a certain like volatility to the difficulty where sometimes you're just beating your head against a wall till you get that lucky run. And It wasn't skill, it was just like everything lined up for you and you made it.
Yep.
You sucked at that level. It's just like they threw you a bone. So I did notice that. It was a little bit like you were waiting for the RNG to kick in.
Yeah. Did you guys play with a lot of the tools, utilities, things like that?
Well, yeah. As soon as I could get them, I unlocked them. And I thought
the upgrades?
Yeah, the upgrades.
Well, you're supposed to. They're not like gimmicky cheats or anything. There's a little bit of like grinding it's the idea that some of these levels really need you to get more unlockables to bypass them or to get through them. So it's a core element of the game. And I did it as soon as I could. I got new abilities every time I could.
Cool. I acknowledged that, but for some reason never did it. I just point banked like a motherfucker, and I only ever got double jump.
Double jump was
I did air dash.
Game changer.
Yeah.
Nah, air dash. Air dash is it's double jump,
too.
but you get to choose the direction.
Oh, that's fair.
Think about it. If you point up, you're double jumping. You pheasants.
That's fair. All right, King Cowboy.
I do gotta say, all the speedrunners
people who
do
drink
use
their
air
rum
dash.
really fast.
Yeah, the speedrunners.
I want some speed rum.
I made rum in 15 seconds. What up?
You drank rum in 15 seconds based on that pronunciation.
Ooh.
Forgive me.
Oh my god.
Is the way you pronounce rummer different? Like rummer is if you drink rum, but rumaire is if you make rum.
That
How
sounds
is the
right.
pronunciation?
That sounds
If you're
right.
French. I'm glad we took this in this direction.
This was good.
Hey,
yeah.
what did you think?
Welcome to Head to Head, a rum podcast.
I'm thinking about making a spin-off podcast called Head to Head, a fast food podcast.
Wait, a podcast about drinking and just bullshit
Hanging
topics?
out?
Oh my god. You know what? We should just be some nerdy dudes that drink and talk about geeky stuff.
It'd never fly.
I don't think anybody does that.
It wouldn't work. It wouldn't
Nobody
work. That's
does
why.
that.
It wouldn't work.
There's a reason they don't.
Yeah.
We should be beers and video games.
I think we should be Beats and Bears and
Battlestar
Battlestar
Galactica.
Galactica.
Okay, very nice.
We did it. So that was ClusterTruck. It's fast. Its momentum is bananas. But does that RNG ruin your experience? Hit it, Cowboy.
Our second contender in today's matchup is SuperHot, made by SuperHot Team, the dev team that has run out of names for things. Makers of nothing else, obviously, because they're called SuperHot Team. This is a bizarre, minimalistic first-person shooter where time only moves when you do. In this game, you'll be neoing around the clean white rooms, dodging slow-motion bullets and blowing holes in your red porcelain attackers. As the story progresses, you'll be drawn into the meta plot where you won't understand what the hell is going on, just like your character doesn't. It's so meta. This game features a full-speed replay at the end of each level so that you can watch your badass ninja moves play out in real time, where you stumble around chucking black polygon bottles about the place like a drunk refusing to leave the bar. It also makes sure to spam the word super and hot over and over in case you forgot the name of the game or who made it. Also, the meta enters a whole new level when you enter VR so that your friends can watch you flail around like a fool without having to wait for the replays. That's super hot.
Super hot.
Super hot.
Hot.
Super
hot.
hot.
All right, so super hot. Let's talk about super hot. I thought this was a pretty good game. What do you think, Jake?
Yeah, pretty good. All right, you cowboy.
I think you guys got some good opinions over there.
All right, so that was super hot.
All right,
It's a pretty good game.
It's a pretty good game. Now let's go ahead and move on.
Let's wrap it up, baby.
Now,
all right, Jake, would you like to elaborate on your opinion of super hot, maybe?
Yeah, preferably not in the falsetto.
All right, so okay, let's set the stage for SuperHot. Now, with ClusterTruck, it was all about forward momentum, hitting that perfect stride, forward momentum, the feeling of all that speed. Now, with SuperHot, let's slow it down. It's such an amazing mechanic. So, in essence, it's a first-person shooter. Set the stage. You're in all white environments. The bad guys are red. They look crystalline, I guess.
Polygonal and fine china. They shatter upon impact.
Yeah, it's really neat. So you find out really quick that they're almost stationary. They move so slow when you're not moving. But as you look around or you take a step forward, time speeds up and then stops. Time speeds up and then stops. And you realize, oh my God, time only moves when I'm moving. So all of a sudden, you're looking around, you're sitting still. What do I grab? What do I throw at this red guy to snatch his gun, to spin around and shoot this guy and take cover before the shotgun blows me up? It's so slow and deliberate. You have to basically piece out your every single move to survive the stage. It's so interesting, and I love the dynamic between these two games. It's fast and frantic and forward versus slow and deliberate and mechanical.
Yeah.
And I have a lot to love about this game, but I want to hear from you guys. What did you guys like about this game?
I mean, first thought, it felt like a compromise for a superpower, which is kind of neat. Like, everybody wants to freeze time. But that's overpowered. So how about you can only freeze time when you don't move? And that it's so cool, but it works because you're not overpowered, you're not underpowered. It's just you get enough time to think, and that's all you need. You need time to think, but when you've thought your thoughts, you get to act. You get to be like, okay, I'm going to grab this ninja star, chuck it at him, dodge his bullets, and begin to move behind this pillar because I see those shotgun bullets coming. It's kind of perfect. I think they hit the medium between the two things of, I guess, pacing. JB, what do you think?
I really like this game. It was slow, but somehow it felt hectic.
Yeah,
which was something I didn't think was possible.
That's a weird mix.
But it's like you'll play the same levels over and over again if you die, and you'll come up with certain patterns, plans, and it was just like, okay, I got to grab this gun from my right side. I got to shoot this guy. I got to grab this ashtray. I got to throw it at this other guy. And then this other dude is going to come up, and I got to grab his gun and shoot him. And then I got to, like, pop a cap in all the asses.
Yeah.
Right? And it feels super hectic, but you have to, like minutely plan every single detail of your actions beforehand. Otherwise, just things go awry.
It was a little bit like that Quicksilver. X-Men. There's a movie with X-Men, and they have this mutant that can move just He's the Flash, basically.
Yeah.
But when they show the segment, they do it. Everything around him is super slow motion. He gets to carefully pick what he does, line everything up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this was.
That's true.
Except-
it's a very accurate representation of like the speedsters in comic book universes. Yeah, I never even thought about that, but that's so on the nose.
Even though you don't move faster, you move at the same rate as the other people, you still get their ability to plan things out and make things go the way you want because you have time. And you feel it, especially in VR. It's not jarring at all. It actually feels a bit natural. It's almost like when something crazy happens and your adrenaline kicks in and time feels like it slows down. It's just that multiplied. When I was doing it, I felt like, okay, slowly moving to make this happen.
Mm-hmm. Let's touch on that real quick, too, because there are two different ways to play this. ClusterTruck doesn't have like a VR option or anything, but SuperHot plays very differently between keyboard and mouse, or it was on a controller too, or in VR. They're almost two different games, I would say.
Well,
So,
really?
yeah.
Could I say it doesn't feel very different at all to me?
Really?
When you do the two? Yeah. I mean, the perception is different and it looks cooler, but the way that it plays out doesn't really. It's not huge.
Well, let me ask this, because I only played it in VR. I haven't played the non-VR version at all. So how are the controls in non-VR? How do you throw the ninja stars? How do you organize like all the stuff with not having two different hands you can grab two different things with and all that kind of stuff?
You only really get one thing, and then obviously your crosshair can pluck things out of the air, kind of like how reaching your hand out and almost teleporting, grabbing things are. Very intuitive, very simple controls, only a few buttons to know. I think maybe there's like, aside from the obvious movement keys, there's like 4 or 5 buttons to know and master. So, pretty simple.
Yeah, it operates like a first-person shooter. Left click, right click, WASD to walk around.
So you literally just point at somebody and you click a button and it throws the ninja star at them?
Yeah.
Yeah, you throw the ninja star, his gun flies towards you, you right-click to pick that out of the air, left-click to shoot that guy with his own gun.
Yeah.
It's really simplistic, which makes, you can focus on what you're doing. They don't overwhelm you with a bunch of different movements and controls and stances and whatever.
I feel like I need to play it non-VR, but to me that just sounds so archaic. Like
Okay,
not archaic, but boring.
I understand.
Like,
I understand what you're saying.
I pointed him, I clicked a button.
What?
No, okay, I get it. Okay, I get it, because I've had the pleasure of doing it. I've playing both ways, and I only got to use VR for like one evening, and it was a long time ago. But I remember playing SuperHot in VR being amazing. It was the first title that I ever messed around with in VR where I was like, man, I would love to own a headset to play this game, and it does hit different. It just does. Now, there's one thing that I don't know if it's just whatever mode you set up or not that night, fucking a year and a half ago or whatever that it was.
Yeah.
So does SuperHot VR have the same campaign that classic SuperHot has? Like, does it still have all the story beats and everything?
No,
I think
so there's 3 games as far as I know. There's the first game, which was the normal SuperHot that came out when they first marketed it and it blew up and went viral. Then there's a second one that they made that has the VR option, and then there's even a third one that's on Game Pass called Mind Control Delete.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which has a bit of like roguelite elements. I had my son playing it, my 3-year-old son, bashing the red dudes because he loved to play it in VR, so he loves to play it on Xbox. And in the mode he was in, after every level, it would like say time slows down more, or you move faster, or you have more bullets in your gun. So every round he got an upgrade, and every round got harder. So there's even like this really cool upgrade in the third one.
Okay,
That's neat.
So, but playing in VR, you don't get the story segments where you're on like your work terminal and chatting with your friends and things like that?
It's the sync it game. Think of it as the sync it game. The VR SuperHot is essentially the sync it game.
Okay, well, I don't think that should count then, because...
It's so hard to tell them apart. I played Mind Control Delete for this one and realized it was a different game. I thought it was just the Xbox version.
Really? Well, then let me... Okay. Well, then I think we all played different versions of SuperHot.
We all played different...
Wow.
Wait.
I had no idea.
JB, you played the VR?
Yeah. I only played the VR.
Jake, you played the first one?
I played the first one with keyboard and mouse that had story beats.
We all played a different game.
We all played a different SuperHot. That's disqualification.
Oh, no. What did we do?
What sort of edit can we do to make this disappear?
No, there is
no edits.
There's no edits.
This is real.
We got to own this. Okay, so let's just talk about all the different versions real quick. So this is what you guys did not experience in the original SuperHot on keyboard and mouse. It's really cool. You're set up on this work terminal, this old DOS-looking terminal. It has lots of little options and stuff you can play with. It actually reminds me a lot of the computers that we use here at GameCorp. But as you play, it starts you chatting with your friends, saying, hey, we got this new shooter. It's called SuperHot. Download it, try it out. And then from this DOS terminal, you're in SuperHot and you play, and then you come back and then you chat with them and then you go back. And then eventually the game starts messing with you and glitching out. And all of a sudden, these shadowy someones start messing with you, saying, leave, stop, get out. You don't know what you're playing with. And it starts playing with like menu mechanics and things like that. At one point, you actually have to exit the game and go back into it to continue the story. And it starts more and more, deeper and deeper. Then all of a sudden, the screen is flashing commands at you. And they start, it's very Black Mirror. And the game gets so in your head and with visual distortions and things like that. And the game starts barking commands at you and throwing you in a jail cell at one point. And it kind of trains you to be their dog. And it's so wild. I can't believe you guys didn't experience that, because
I played all of them.
Well, for this, then JB, you didn't experience this. Like,
no, that doesn't sound like the game I played at all.
It was... My absolute favorite thing about this game is if y'all play the original, the story beats, it's so fucking cool. It's like the best episode of Black Mirror. It is so good. I can't believe you didn't experience it. That breaks my heart, dude.
So the one I played was you turn on the game and you're in this room with like an old DOS-based system, just like you were talking about, but it's like a cramped little closet, and it has like a bunch of printers and different computers and all this stuff, and you have a radio, and it's playing basically a podcast. And I feel like it was the developers' podcast that they have, but they were just advertising it basically, and they're like, oh yeah, I played that game, it's a fun game, blah 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 blah. I listened to them for a little bit, and I was just like, okay, whatever, let me play this game. And you look over, and there's a little floppy disk, and you grab it and you put it in the computer, and then you look up and there's a headset, and you put it on your head, and then you're in SuperHot. Yep. And then it's like, time only moves when you move. And you look around, there's like a coffee cup, and you throw it at the dude, you grab his gun, you shoot all the people, and that's the game. And then it eventually puts you back into the real world, and they're like, oh, here's SuperHot V2. And you grab another floppy disk that appeared out of nowhere, and you put it in the computer, and then it's like a conspiracy. There's like writing on the walls. I didn't really pay attention to the story.
It's a little more arcadey, but they do include the same meta elements. They keep that spirit with the VR version.
Probably. I didn't care.
Okay, well.
I cared about, like, I have a plan, and my plan is, like, I would sit there, a new level would come up, and I'd be like, 3 dudes, I have no gun, I look around, there's nothing, I'm in an elevator, what do? This guy's closer to me, I'm going to grab his gun, I'm going to shoot that guy who has his arm out, because he's going to shoot me first, and then I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to grab this guy's gun, and then I'm going to shoot him. And I would just do it, and then I would win. That's what I cared about.
Okay, so you cared about the gameplay of it. You didn't care about all the trim and the decorations of it and the story of it. You wanted to know if it was fun to like go through and play, which which it is. It's a very fun game. It makes you, like I said, you feel like Neo. You feel like you can dodge bullets. Neo from the Matrix. Like that's
true. Yeah.
When this came out, that wasn't so irrelevant. Like it was the Neo shooter. You can dodge bullets.
Okay. As always, we got to talk about the negatives too. Let's critique this game. Cowboy, got any negatives?
So I've played all three, and I actually really like this. I don't know if I said this, but I have probably put in a lot of hours into these games. One of the things that I know about this is that it's a little frustrating when you die because it is always from somewhere you didn't see. It was a stray bullet from behind you that hit you, and you don't feel like you lost. You just feel like, oh, I was doing great up until I got hit from somewhere unknown, and there was nothing I could do about it. Besides constantly just doing 360s and being like, is anybody shooting me from an unknown angle?
I think that's part of the game, though, right? Like situational awareness. Since time has stopped, you're supposed to have keen situational awareness because things are always coming from every direction.
It is a little bit, but also you really just want to focus on being a badass. You don't want to have to constantly look behind you. Badasses don't look back. They don't look back at explosions. They don't look back when they punch somebody over their shoulder with that upturned fist. You know what I'm talking about? You don't turn back when you're a badass. And so having to constantly be on a swivel, who's there, is not badass. So I'm hard-pressed to find gripes about it, but one of them was the fact that sometimes the deaths don't feel like you're outplayed. It just feels like you got tagged randomly.
And I agree with that. And it would be okay if they handled the deaths a little bit differently. I don't know how they did it in the PC normal version, but in the VR version, you had stages and levels. So if you were on 1-6 and you died, you go back to 1-1.
Oh, right. I remember that.
And you have to go through all of the different levels again, the ones that you know how to do, the ones that are super easy. And then you get to that one that you struggled on and you're trying to learn the mechanics and the order you have to kill people in. And, I got to dodge this bullet here, lean over here, shoot this guy, magic brain explode this guy. And you figure it out, but it takes a while. It takes 2 or 3 tries. But if you die, you have a full 3 minutes of getting back to that position to try one more time for 8 seconds. And then you got a whole another 3 minutes to get back to that point to try for 9 seconds this time. And it's just, it gets frustrating very quickly if you get stuck on a certain battle, interaction, whatever you want to call it.
Well, and can I also say that the thing that's obvious that I don't think we're mentioning is it's the same thing over and over, and the levels don't really change anything. The layout's a little different. You may get different items, but for me, it just felt like the same actions over and over. Sure, I liked doing those actions over and over, but it does not really, in my head, it does not switch things up a lot.
Yeah, the scenarios can be kind of samey. I want to backtrack to what JB was talking about. That is part of the VR experience. It doesn't do that in the traditional keyboard and mouse very first version of the SuperHot. It doesn't do that. When you die, it's just redoing that level over and over. And when you pass the level, it's done.
Why did they choose to do it differently for VR? Because that was a bad choice.
I agree.
That was a bad choice. I just want to do the same thing over and over. I don't want to do all of it over and over. And if you're going to do that, you have to have a roguelite element, because I'd be fine with that. It's I died this time, but now I get extra bullets in my guns. I would be okay with that, because it's it's giving me a little extra. I don't feel like I just died and have to start over from the beginning. So that was SuperHot. Badass game, makes you feel like a badass. It's got a cool story depending on which version you play, but it could be a little bit samey.
Excellent. Now we know what's good, what's bad, and what matters for each of our games. As always, our contenders will be awarded trophies based on the 3 categories of art direction, fun factor, and game design. With those in mind, we will crown an ultimate victor for today's battle. So, starting it off, Jake, take it away.
Yeah, I got it. So this one might not be fair. In essence, these really are puzzle games, and sometimes puzzle games don't lean too much on narrative beats because they don't need to. ClusterTruck has a simple but engaging art style, and some of the levels are pretty entertaining. I'm looking at you, laser levels. I love those. The gameplay is great, and it's fun to figure out what you need to do, and that's really all it needs to be. SuperHot, on the other hand, builds this incredible narrative right from the home screen. Through the course of my playthrough, I went from, okay, shoot the red guy, to this is the best episode of Black Mirror I have ever played. In a matter of hours, SuperHot is supremely engaging for anyone who likes a good story. That is the original one. And that's why SuperHot wins the art trophy.
And I'll go next with the Fun Factor Trophy. You know, if there's one thing I learned from my time in the military, it's that I'm really glad that I'm no longer in the military. But if there's two things I've learned, then the second thing is that the cheese and veggie omelet MRE is closer in consistency and taste to cat vomit than food. But the third thing I learned was that slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Smoothly throwing ninja stars while dodging bullets and punching red dudes is the most fun I've had in a video game for quite a while. So the Fun Factor Trophy goes to SuperHot.
All right, and I'll go ahead and round us out with the Game Design Trophy. So, slow versus fast, minimal versus maximal, weird versus, well, weird. So both these games have some odd similarities despite the obvious differences between them. Both are action-packed, yet approach time in a different way. ClusterTruck has amazing level designs. It's got outstanding physics to give you a real rush when you're flying through the obstacles and nailing perfect landings. Now, SuperHot performs its main gimmick just perfectly. It lets you carefully plan every move to outpace and outwit the opponents. But I do have to choose one. So, for its crazy levels, endless amounts of trucks, and smooth controls, I'm going to give the Game Design Trophy to ClusterTruck. All right, and those were the trophies for today's showdown, which show you where each game excels. But now it's time to cast our vote for the final win. I thought we were done with this kind of stuff. What is that?
Hey guys, I think I'm here.
Oh, okay, I'll take this one. Hey, Luke. Yeah, so the directions say head towards the music and the smell of cholesterol.
Yeah, okay, 10-4, Glory Hall. I'm just gonna get out of my truck here and walk up. Hi, I'm here to see the, bunny man about making a deal. You come to me on the day of my buy one, get one butter sheen lip gloss sale and ask me to make a deal. You don't even bother to use the predetermined code phrase agreed upon by my peers. You disrespect me, stranger. Oh, right, hello. I'm here to buy 2 slabs of your Don's Choice garlic and ham butter bricks. Okay, yeah, you did good, kid. Come with me to the back. Yeah, in the back we deal in our illegal tax dodging backroom banking. Wait, you're not wearing a wire, are ya? No, I just got my handy-dandy walkie-talkie. Yeah, okay, sounds legit to me. Here, try one of our new triple-dipped lobster schneckums. Oh, no, thank you. I don't eat shellfish. What? This is truly a travesty. My own mother caught these lobster, and my own cow made this butter. You disrespect my family by refusing it. You leave me no choice. I mean, what are you gonna do? What's going on? Butter 'em, boys. What? No, you can't. No, not the butter. Ah!
Well, he made it, guys. That's good news, right?
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Yeah, he's always fine.
No, it's so greasy. Not the eyes. Ah!
Yeah, let's just turn that off. And why don't we decide the winner for tonight's showdown? Cowboy, take us away.
Right. Let's go ahead and cast our vote to find out the final winner for tonight's title of Punishing Motion-Based Action Puzzler, ClusterTruck versus SuperHot. Jake, go ahead and take us away with our first vote.
Well, I guess I had a really intimate view of SuperHot, and I liked it so SuperHot.
JB.
I gotta give it to SuperHot.
And in a surprise bid of non-contrarianism, I'm going to choose SuperHot. For a clean sweep of tonight's battle, SuperHot is the winner. Play the fucking music.
Super hot.
Super
Hot.
hot.
Super hot.
Hot.
I'm sure that all lined up in
Super.
post. That was great.
Super
Hey, we did
hot.
it.
Oh, yay! SuperHot.
Hot.
Well, there you have it. Another perfect podcast from the perfect host at the perfect podcast show, Head to Head, a video game podcast.
Yay.
That's right. And we have the perfect audience. So thank you for sending us questions through our social media and our email. By the way, you can check us out on Twitter. You can find us on Instagram, and you can check out our website, head2headpod.com. That's the number 2. Or if you hate the letter E, h2hpod.com. Also, we have our new email. You can email us, jb@headtoheadpod.com, jake@headtoheadpod.com, cowboy@headtoheadpod.com, buttsniffer@headtoheadpod.com, Gene Simmons@headtoheadpod.com. You can type in anything there. It'll get to us.
And as always, let's thank Metroid Mike for the use of our theme song. It's called I Can't Break, off of the album Heart of the Juggernaut. You can check it out on Bandcamp and Spotify. Just a quick shout out to, he's part of a group called Balefire, and they just released a single called Two Mimics to Midnight. It's a really cool track. Also, I want to say, if you heard that super cute little voice at the beginning of the episode, that was my son, Aiden. Hi, Daddy loves you.
You probably should not let him listen to the show, but hi, Aiden.
He will never hear this show.
That's good. I want to thank our listeners, as always, for tuning in, keeping us afloat, and keeping us unfired. We appreciate you for keeping us gainfully employed. If you guys could, if you love the show, if you like the show, if you even laughed once, go ahead and follow on Spotify. Go ahead and follow us on Twitter. Click any button that you can find that benefits us. We need some reviews on Apple. We do not have a lot of reviews from people who like the iOS, so get up in there if you do. I also want to remind everybody to share with your friends, to rate, subscribe, like I just said, because I'm duplicating things. And I do want to remind you, again, that we have some post-credit sequences after every episode. I just realized some of you might be skipping them. You like them in the Avengers, so don't skip ours. Stay tuned after the music and listen to them. Now, get the fuck out of here.
Good night, everybody!
Good night.
Good night.
Or morning. Get out of this cluster truck of a podcast, even though it's super hot. Super hot.
Well, looks like the day is over, which means Luke must be dead. Guess I'll fire the podcast department in the morning. It is Friday after all. Yeah, I'm out of here. Luke. Oh, you're alive.
Yeah, I'm alive. And, well, buttery smooth, too. But I guess I made it.
So, everything went fine with the deal, right?
Boss, I'm exhausted, I'm drugged, salted. Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit ticked off, but yeah, I got it done.
Good. Is the money in the solid gold briefcase that I bought for this special occasion?
Yeah, boss, but it was kind of unnecessary.
Unnecessary. I'm living the 0.1% of life for now. Everything we do is unnecessary. Ooh, come to Papa. Wait, what is this? What is this? Where's all the money?
Boss, that's it.
Look, there's like $10 in here. You're telling me you sold my shiny new coins for $10?
Boss, I was trying to tell you the whole time they're not real coins.
What do you mean, not real coins? Are you telling me that they were pulled from the earth by robotic mining slaves?
No, boss. Game coins are digital currency. They're made of ones and zeros, not gold.
You said you had 1.6 million of them, though.
Yeah, 1.6 million at market value is 0.0 $0.0006 apiece. It came out to $9.60, boss. He rounded it up out of pity.
Oh, I think I'm gonna be sick. Oh, no.
Did you want me to return the briefcase?
No, just get out before I unplug your spine from your body.
Yeah, okay, all right. I'm gonna go sleep in a storage closet or something.
Yeah, oh my god. Maybe I should just get into Pokemon cards or something.